Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the face behind the brand. Is it worth it? Is it for the future? Come on in. The family, I want more. I want freedom. My purpose driven for equality. You're gonna know my name. I still the same. Ain't nothing changed. You're gonna know I am good. Respect me and my legacy. And I wish you would. Google me, read my story. You're gonna know my name. Welcome to the face behind the brand. I see our guest has arrived. We'll give a few minutes for folks to come on in.
They wanna have you keep the television on, press play on the video. Alright, I'm gonna go right now.
Hey. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Our guest has arrived.
Hey. What's going on? You can hear me?
You're going on.
Yes.
Gotta let everybody come in to this good music.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Television.
Everyone come on in.
Day was good. Hey! Keep your television on. Woo! I like that song a lot.
Thank you.
Talking
Thank you.
all the shit. Hey,
Yes.
come on in. Welcome to the face behind the brand. Woo! Like a day job. Hey! On video. Keep your television on. Keep your television on, people.
Keep your television on.
Yes. I am so excited to see you.
I'm excited to see you.
Tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in. Welcome to the face.
Yo.
I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are the incredible, the extraordinary, alternative rock, alternative hip hop, recording artist, singer, songwriter, KROSST OUT.
I am.
That would be you.
That would be me.
You're Montreal. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much for just making the time. So tell me, what is going on out there in Canada tonight?
Not a whole lot, Wednesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, just gonna do some work a little bit later, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing else really going on.
Yeah. Well, you're going on. I am again ecstatic to have you. I see our folks ImPeretiv stopped in.
ImPeretiv is here. What up, man?
ImPeretiv is in the building. Shout out to ImPeretiv. I know you, of course, got a chance to view his amazing interview, and of course, he produced that amazing sound.
Yes, yes, he did.
Television featuring XStitch. Am I saying that right?
I think he says it's cross-stitch.
Oh,
so
cross-stitch. So it's crossed out
yeah.
and cross-stitch. Okay. So
I know, yeah.
forgive me, cross-stitch. So featuring cross-stitch, produced by ImPeretiv. So you guys just heard an amazing sound. Absolutely incredible. So take me back to the beginning, because I'm going to be all over the place tonight. Okay. Take me back to influencers and where this amazing, incredible sound comes from.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I grew up like with my dad introducing me to like rock music. So like some of his favorites are Eric Clapton and the Police and Dire Straits and you know, so like that type of stuff. And then as I got older, got introduced to a form of hip hop, KROSST. You're right. And then so I was following like this trajectory of hip hop music, and then I had friends that were just metalheads, you know, like my best friends are metalheads, and so I was introduced to Rage Against the Machine and Tool, and then Under Oath, and so when I was at their house, I was listening to that, and then when I'd come back home, I would listen to my own music of like hip hop and stuff, and then just car rides are filled with The Clash and Dire Straits and that sort of stuff. So
well, I have to say, I mean, between both rock and hip hop, I love it because, again, you identify yourself as genre bending, which I think is totally clever. And it's exactly what it is. I mean, it's pretty much you're doing both. You have all of this amazing rock going with this hip hop, and of course, you combine it together, and it's a mesh of supreme and superpower. Okay. I want to talk about, of course, 2020, because 2020, of course, has been, of course, big, or of course, different for everybody. A little challenging, but still you were able to come out with an amazing album. I'll start with 2020 because, of course, as I listened to it, it was Phone Calls with Ghost.
Yeah.
We're talking about 8 tracks. Okay. 8 amazing tracks, I should say. But very interesting and very edgy, very real. You started with an intro, you go into the second track, Funerals, you go into the third track, Drive, Edges, Reckless. I mean, everything that, of course, people are experiencing. Reckless, I can relate to, and I want to go into that. So talk about the creative process of Reckless, please.
It was produced by my guy Jordell. He does a lot of my beats, actually. He did 3 of the songs on that album.
Yeah.
And he's done like a bunch of other stuff before. And we continue to work together. And so it was just like really this, I was like, I want a track that I can talk shit on. And it was kind of following into the vein of what I was talking about with the stuff on the album. So I thought it would be kind of just cool to bring that in, and it was ending up being really rock, so I wanted a nice song to kind of switch it up. So that's what that song is. It's very trap. It's very like it gave me a chance also to just, I wanted to play with my vocals a little bit more too, just do some different type of stuff. So that's what that was really. I think it spoke to just like another kind of note. Like it maintains the sort of cohesiveness of the album, but also was just a different type of track that I really enjoyed doing.
Absolutely, and I like trap. I love trap a lot, actually. Believe it or not, you know, being R&B and gospel and everything that I sing, but I love trap. You know, as you know, I'm from Oakland, born and raised in Oakland. And so, of course, I grew up just with the amazing 808 sound. I always got to have some kind of beat, bass. So to hear, like I said, going into all of your sounds, it's totally rad to me, and it's super dope. You know what I'm saying? I am very impressed with your style. You're very gifted. I want to know who are some of the folks that you admire that are doing something that is a little similar to what you're doing, which is alternative hip hop and alternative rock.
Okay. Man.
No, it's so many. It's not that many, but there are. You know.
Yeah, I mean the people that I listen to, there's a guy that's actually based out of LA. His name is Jez Dior.
Okay.
I really, really appreciate and respect his stuff. He has like, I'm not sure if he's doing this kind of sound too much anymore, but a lot of his stuff was very much like grunge hip hop type of stuff, and so I really, really enjoyed that. So his stuff, again, there's like, just in terms of like rappers that I think are really doing it. I do appreciate Joyner Lucas, his ability to bring something new to the genre. I always, for me, if I'm listening to music, it's like, what can it do for me to like add an inspiration, and then also like, what are they doing to the genre to like bring something new, like a new flavor into it. I think that like you have to bring something new. So I'm not really like coming up with any names right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean Joyner Lucas and Jess Dior, and I mean, to be honest, like Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes.
Not like his new stuff.
Yeah.
Not like the heavy pop punk, but I do appreciate like what he does like rap wise. When he gets into his rap bag, he can be really good. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, talk to the culture, because I know that you, of course, listening and what I've discovered so far about you, and I'm still digging and diving. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, 2020 was one thing. 2021, you still kept it going. You dropped the EP, of course, along with, of course, dropping this amazing single, Television, that we came into. So, I mean,
Yes.
Fix Myself, of course, is the first, the lead single, right? Off the track, Off the Wall. Is that correct? Or is it Runway?
Sorry?
Would it be Runway or Fix Myself as far as the EP Off the Wall? What would you say would be the lead single?
Okay, so I kind of like I dropped Runaway
Runaway.
as like like the first one, and then I added that sort of together as like I had an alternative version, so we put out the alternative version shortly after, and then Fix Myself was after that. So it's sort of just like, it's sort of two songs, and then there's like the alternative version. So I guess there's like three songs. So it's just like, yeah, it's a small EP.
Featuring Melodica, right? Shout out Melodica. Well done.
Shout out Melodica, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say? I mean, if you take both of these projects, right, and even before Television, because I mean, it's just massive music going on here, massive sounds. What would you say sets your music apart from some of these influencers? Obviously, they are inspiration for you from these influencers, but what sets KROSST OUT apart from what the other influencers are doing?
I think like just the appreciation of just different types of genres. I mean, I know the amalgamation of genres is happening a lot in music now, but I don't know if people. I don't know if like all of the history is there, and like I don't know all of my history either. I'm not gonna pretend that I do, but I do really like appreciate. I do enjoy like going into like a maybe like a hip hop oriented conversation, and this has happened before of like being in a hip hop conversation and then like speaking on the history of punk music and just like adding another layer because cultures and genres are blending now. So I think like what kind of sets me apart is my ability to do like a pop rock track, which is like Runaway, and then do almost like a straight punk song, which is Fix Myself, and then come out with Television, which is so very trap, you know, and then just continue to go down that avenue of like you know when it's a crossed out track, but every single release that I do, you don't know necessarily what I'm gonna put out.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think you're very clever, I should say.
Thank you.
I always ask, because this is a business of human connection, right?
Yes.
So talk to me about how you cultivate with your fans.
Honestly, I think it's just being real, like it's just I don't pretend to be anybody that I'm not. I'm very honest. Like, I do rap music, but I'm not like the top tier rapper.
Yeah.
I'm not out there trying to battle my way through the underground. And I have the most respect for people that can do that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I think like my fans know that. Like, I do like to freestyle, but I'm not the best at it. And I think the people that connect with me are the ones that connect with what I go through.
Yeah. Yes.
Whether it's fix myself. Everyone needs to fix themselves, I think, at least a little bit. And so, when I was releasing Phone Calls with Ghosts, I think he's a friend of mine, but he still was speaking to me about the music. He's like, yo, I'm happy I know you now because I just didn't want to be like one of those ghosts in the past that you were talking about on this record. Like, man, I think that's what kind of like people resonate with is the authenticity and the rawness.
I like that. I like that a lot. How often do you listen to the radio?
It depends. I go through like periods where I'm always listening to the radio, and then there's periods where I just don't listen to anything but podcasts. So
yeah,
when I'm driving a lot or like doing shows a lot, I'll listen to the radio.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm just at home, I don't listen to it.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird. I started listening to the radio recently, believe it or not. I want to say probably about 3 days ago. But it's crazy because I don't listen to it enough. This is like, trying to figure out who's out and all this stuff. I just go straight to, like you said, I go obviously to YouTube. I go here online, and I follow definitely a lot of podcasts, but it's just really, everything is mostly online. It's crazy. Do you think radio will die?
No, I don't think so. I think like people have been talking about like radio dying for the past like 20 years.
Like we need
since
no,
like since like the internet, I think people have been talking about radio dying, but I don't think radio is gonna die. Like it hits a certain niche.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like there's still big artists that are broken on radio. I mean, like for instance, like BBC One is a huge player in the music game.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Zach Lowe does crazy stuff for artists, and like if you can get on them, then like you can really make a dent in your music career, I think. So I don't think radio's gonna die now.
Yeah. Well, you've collaborated, of course, with some amazing artists, especially on these last 3 projects, I should say. Melodica, of course, we got KROSST STITCH. Adam Van American. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, he has since switched, transitioned, and so now she goes by Rain.
Okay, so Ray.
Yes, Rain. Yes.
Ray. And then also, of course, we know, of course, ImPeretiv. Who else can you see yourself collaborating with? Who else would you like to collaborate with on this next coming up things that we haven't talked about yet?
Okay, well, I mean, I can't really talk too much about this because, I'm super excited for this this feature that I do have. It's really big for me.
Wow.
I opened for him like way back, and it's just like a huge, I guess, influence, and I really respect his music.
Wow.
So I can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it away. Like I don't want to do that, but I do have like I always keep a list of artists actually that I want to work with. It's sort of like like a Dream 100, like to hit my target. Okay, I have this. I have these people, how am I going to get these people? Whether they're like just my regular peers and I respect what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, I think all the people that I want to work with, I respect their, or that I have worked with in the past. I just respect their work ethic and their sound and their talent. Who do I want to work with? Like in terms of like big, I think like I did a TikTok video on this actually not long ago. If I had an album that I could get, I would have like Anthony Kiedis
Ooh,
from Red Hot Chili Peppers and Anderson .Paak on the same track. I think that would be amazing.
that would be dope. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Danny Brown, Denzel Curry, Zach De La Rocha, I think, and Tom Morello are some of my high notes that I would really, really just. I mean, if I got them on the tracks,
Ooh,
I'd be set.
it would be dope. It would be dope. Are you into manifesting? Because I mean, you sound like with putting these together and making this, before you draw out things, you see them first. So do you manifest and kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit back and just say like, like stare at my writings and like wish. I'm gonna be like, okay, like who do I want? How am I going to get them?
Right.
And I really do think that like when you write that down, it becomes more tangible. Like it's easy to just have something in the ether, but once you take it out of there and put it on paper, then you're like, you can visualize it and you're like, okay, great. So, I'm going to work towards that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah.
So you've been surrounded by a lot of music growing up, listening, as you mentioned, heavy metal, all these different types of sounds. Do you
Yeah.
play an instrument yourself besides, of course, the voice, vocal?
I do. Yeah, I used to actually play bass heavily. If you can see that in the background, that's my bass.
Wow.
That's my baby hanging out.
Okay. Self-taught?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, so bass, any other instruments?
For a while there, like, I mean, I used to like dabble with guitar. I was getting okay. I grew up playing piano. So I have like a base knowledge of music theory, and then my buddy had an electric drum set, so he let me borrow it. So I would spend some time like playing drums and learning drums. But I'm nothing like I'm not a super talented musician.
Yeah.
I just enjoy playing bass. I think bass is like my go-to instrument
Yeah.
now.
I love
Yeah.
the bass. You gotta love the bass. It gives you
The bass, man.
the feel, the energy is all starting. It starts with the bass, the foundation. So
Totally.
we are talking a lot about your strength, of course, as an artist, and your strength as a creative. Tell me one of your weaknesses.
Okay. I think like I'm at a point where right now, like I go through ebbs and flows in my writing.
Yeah.
And like I'll plateau. So I think I'm like right now, like with my writing, I'm at a plateau. Like there's more ground to break. So I'm doing more writing exercises,
Mm.
to kind of just like get to the next level. And I think the next level is more like practice more on my delivery. That's important. My breath control is super important.
Mm.
That's something that like I haven't focused too much on before, but I've kind of like the more I've been working with other people, it's like it's kind of been a weak point that I've left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are like that. Like the breath control is huge for me right now. So I think I'm gonna spend more time working on that, and in the delivery. And I think like I really want to improve, my vocals.
Yeah.
With like that you can always tell when you listen to rappers. I mean, Kendrick is big on this, right? Like his ability to switch up, and like a prime example is the verse that he just dropped on the Baby Keem record. I don't know if you heard that, but like his ability to just like rap straight and then like dip in and then dip back out and like just like switch up. And I think that's a prime example of like an experienced
Yeah.
rapper. So I want to hit that.
Well, I know of even some rap artists that even go to vocal coaches. Like, my vocal coach,
Yeah.
he's been around for a while. He's an opera singer.
Mm.
But he actually coached a lot of mainstream artists. And he actually mentioned that, like, there are rap artists that will go to a vocal coach just for what you're talking about, for technique. Yeah. And it's not about, trying to get to those different octave levels. It's more about the breathing. And,
Yeah.
Me being a singer, especially, it's like the breathing is like, that's everything, right? So, but yeah, I mean, that's maybe something that you should consider too, a vocal coach, because they can definitely help you get there, and
Yeah.
still today that are very, very high up there that are still use their vocal coaches.
Yeah, I mean, Melodica, she's taken singing lessons a lot, and so since she's been taking singing lessons, is like I'll pick up things from her.
Yeah.
And it's helped a lot with like just even like just being on stage, and like it's helped her tremendously, I've noticed. And then like because I'm there and like I'm associating myself with her, and like I'm around, like we create together, like she'll give me tips on like do this.
Yeah.
And or like it's crazy, like just like simple techniques of like like open up your mouth. I didn't know.
Look, or even closing it, like, keeping it like that. Because my coach always talks about, you don't have to have your mouth open so wide to get that sound. It's like sometimes keeping it closed and making the sound is even better. So it's like, it's crazy. It's so many different techniques. So speaking of stages, you just mentioned stages. So stages are opening back up. Of course, as you know, I'm here in Cali. People are performing all over. There's concerts being booked and everything. What are your thoughts about this? Because, I mean, we still are in the middle of the pandemic. They're asking people when they're buying tickets to show proof of vaccination.
Ooh.
Yeah, especially here.
Yo,
where you are.
Are we going political on this?
I think a little. What do you mean?
No, I'm joking. I don't. To me, man, honestly, it's like, okay, honestly, like I had my trepidations about getting the shot. Like I didn't get the shot. I got my first dose. I'm getting my second dose on Friday. But that's mainly because I want to perform. And all of these places, I mean, especially here in Canada, there are heavy vaccine passport regulations now in place.
Yeah.
And so to be able to perform, like, I am doing a show. We haven't announced it officially yet, but I'm doing a show October 16th in Toronto.
Okay.
It's my first one in like a year and a half, so I'm super fucking excited.
I know you.
And
for you.
but part of that is at the door they're checking like vaccine passports, and it's like, so it kind of is unfortunate because I mean most of the people that ride with me are the one like have their vaccines and like the vaccine passports, like that sort of stuff, and it's no problem. But I do. And I totally respect their decision. They're allowed to do that, man. But like, hey, like unfortunately, like you're not gonna be able to go to the show. Like that's just part of what it is. Like, to me, I mean, I spoke on this on another podcast, but it's like the older I get, the more I just pick and choose my battles. Like I don't give a shit. Like it's part of being an artist, man. Like these people are gonna ask for it, so if I want to perform, then I gotta provide it.
Absolutely. Want to go, like anyone that wants to go, even if we want to go, I want to go to a show, I have to be vaccinated. So it's just more, and it's just more of realizing too how many people are dying. For me, I mean, it's just like I know of people who have been affected, like people in their families have been affected. So the shit is real. Like there's a lot of people, oh, you're gonna put that shit in your arm. It's like, well, you put heroin in your arm and you put cocaine in your body, so like kind of get it together, so it's not gonna stop me. I had to make the choice because I wanted to travel about 3 months ago when I went to Atlanta. So it was like, you want to travel, you want to be, infected possibly. So it's like, I took the choice to do the vaccine. Then of course my mom did it after me. And then, and we're fine. didn't turn green. We're still here. You know what I'm saying? And we're protected. It's not to say we're, oblivious to getting it. It's the whole point that if you are in close contact with somebody that does have it, you're not going to be on literally a ventilator like a lot of people are that are not protecting themselves. It's kind of like I look at it like a coating, of protection. So I have to say, again, not to go deep into it, but I want to go to shows. I want to perform. I want to travel. So,
100%. Yeah.
so this is what's best for me. So good for you. Wordplay is this time of the show that I like to come up with words, and I mentioned that to you, that I share with you, basically words that come to the top of my mind based on what I'm discovering about you. You might recognize the word. It might be from your album. It might just be a thrown out word.
Okay.
First thing that comes to mind, no wrong or right answer. You ready?
Yes.
Drive.
My single.
Of course. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Inspiration.
Music.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Purpose driven.
Soul searching.
Okay, I love that. Doo-wop.
Some funky music.
I love that. Struggle.
Human condition.
Oof, you're good. You're really good. Of course, this one, of course, I, think is personal for all of us, but fix myself.
Again, my single. But also, just a human condition, like relatable.
Yeah. Very relatable. I like that sound a lot. Crossed out. I think it's, again, not just relatable. It's, again, self-awareness comes to mind for me. Obviously, for people to not always judge and look at others, but like start with yourself. I told someone the other day, like, why don't you go stand in the mirror for about 30 minutes?
Yeah.
like just stand there for a second. 30 minutes. It's a long time. But it's an interesting conversation that you'll begin to have with just being quiet, just looking at yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've often done that. Like, I'll stare at a mirror, and it's one of those cliche things that you hear in songs. Like, when you look at the mirror, do you like what you see? But like, very, very real. Like, just stare at yourself, and do you like everything that you see? Not just like physical appearance, but like deep down, like all of your issues. No one knows you better than you.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me, out of all of your sounds, and I know this is going to be hard, if you had to choose just one to call your favorite, what is your favorite song?
My favorite song.
Out of everything created.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. What is your favorite song? Your favorite song out of your sounds?
Maybe I think it would be Intro on Phone Calls with Ghosts.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because it has the overarching sound that I typically do. It's got the deep synth. It's got the hard hitting drums, and then like the kind of like crescendoing pieces. It's got its ups and downs. But it really is, I think, if you were to go and listen, my goal with that song was really to open everything up, to introduce the album, and sort of you as the listener get a perspective as to like where I'm at or where I've been at for the past like several years, and kind of get an update. So I think like it's a very, like, I wasn't trying to go over the top of like rapidy rap, you know, lyrical miracle in your swimming pool type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like you know, like um just laying it all on the line, like, you know, just trying to be my realist self on that track. So I think like that would probably be my favorite of all of my songs that I've done.
Yeah, I love that. What's your favorite color?
Uh, red or blue?
Oh, now that's interesting. Those are my favorite colors. Blue, I love all blues. Like every blue you can think of. I
Yeah.
love turquoise, indigo, royal. You know, I'm just a blue. I love blue. I like that. Snacks. What's your favorite snack?
Cheetos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
The value of Cheetos in a bag is by far the best value that you will ever get for any kind of chip. They don't skimp on those.
oh,
And but it has to be the Cheeto Crunchy. It's not any other, like it's not the Cheeto Puffs. It's not the like just regular crunchy Cheetos.
hmm.
Best.
Making me hungry. Well, you know, I think there's a shortage right now on Cheetos and onion rings. Okay, you know the Funyuns, whatever they're called, Funyuns.
Oh my God.
I've been looking for Funyuns for the last 2 weeks, even at the gas stations, at the liquor store. I'm like, grocery store. Are they out of Funyuns? I'm like, want to call the people who make them. Like, what's going on? Like, they're just gone. Like nobody has them.
Hit up the Funyun hotline.
And be like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, so going back to, of course, music, television, featuring KROSST and ImPeretiv. Okay.
Yes.
Music video is insane. Absolutely
Thank
crazy.
you.
Super dope. Well done with the entire creative process. So talk to me about this because I'm going to play it shortly for everyone.
Okay.
Talk to me about just everything that went into this treatment of television.
Well, of course, XStitch isn't here. He's a Seattle-based artist, so we had to kind of get creative with the whole approach.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it'd be really cool to take a television, add a green screen on it. We've been playing around a lot with our own kind of like filming and visual like editing. Runaway was completely filmed and edited by us, like me and Melodica. But so yeah, like I thought like the best way was to just like, yo man, like record and video yourself in your like, you know, do your thing, and then we'll add you into the video. And then so obviously like my guy Eric Soto, who's done every single video, like if you go back to my catalog, like Contradiction, the first video that we did was him.
Yeah.
And so he kills it every single time. And you know, we filmed it, and I thought that it would be really cool to. I enjoy destroying things.
I see.
So, you know, just like getting like just being obnoxious.
Yeah.
So you know, like picking up the TV and just throwing it into the ground was the most satisfying thing. The pop that it makes is just like like it was so much fun.
An old school TV to be able, a box at that, to be able to just throw down, like, you know what I'm saying? But still put the message out of, you know, television. Like, you know, don't turn your television off, you know, keep it on.
Yeah,
So,
it was funny. There was jokes thrown around like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to keep my television on when you threw it on the ground, Aaron?
I thought that was funny too. Of course, yeah, I thought about that too. But I get it. Again, super dope. Without further ado, this is the visual for television featuring KROSST, produced by ImPeretiv. You can hear it okay, King?
They wanna have you keep the television on, I play on the video. Are you ready?
Yes. Hey.
You're like, oh, I got this, but you don't. You think you do, but they wanna have you keep the television
On
on the video.
video.
Shut up and don't make a sound.
Make a sound.
Keep your television on. Keep your television on. Keep your television on.
Keep it on.
Keep your television on. Keep your television on. Fuck fake news, fuck ignorance. Read a book, fuck politics. I don't care about politics. They are monotonous. Where the fuck is godness? Maybe he's forgotten us. I don't know the psychosis. You're too busy riding high planes. There's no way you stopping it. Kind of wagging off of this. They got us on fragile. So don't go locking it. Don't act like you don't know what caution is. This shit is slippery when wet. And no one's having you mopping it. While the paper down, while you open up your mouth. And the box evacuates his bags.
Hey.
They wanna have you keep the television on the video.
Video.
Shut up and don't make a sound. Keep your television on. Keep your television on. Keep your television on. Keep your television on.
Hey. Ready to go. Make a sound.
Keep your television on.
Keep your television on.
Keep your television on.
Woo.
Keep your television on.
Absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it a lot. Keep your television on, people. Visual is available now on YouTube.
Yes.
The song is available now on all platforms. Again, television featuring cross-stitch, produced by, of course, none other than, as I mentioned earlier, ImPeretiv. So let's talk about, of course, the artist, of course, the intellectual property.
Okay.
KROSST OUT. You have, of course, merch available, which always excites me.
Yes.
Talk to me about the merch and where people can find the merch.
Just straight up on my website, like where you are right now.
Yeah.
You order it on my website, or you can see me at a show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When shows are fully back. I always have merch for sale. I got bandanas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Who came up with the logo?
So okay, that was my girl Maribel. She's dating she's the girlfriend of one of my friends, Xander, and she does like graphic design type of stuff, and she's designed like a bunch of my stuff. She designed the Life of the Party album cover and that sort of thing, and so I went to her and was like, hey, like I have this idea for a new logo that's like, I wanted to really change up my logo and make it like what you see now.
Yeah.
Just in terms of branding, I think like having just like a distinguishable logo is the best.
Yeah.
Something that just like is is recognizable to who you are.
Yeah.
A big band favorite of mine is Under Oath. So they're notorious for the O with the slash through it.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you see The Neighborhood, it's like the upside down house. Just every kind of band or like artist has a symbol or like a logo that goes with them, and so
Yeah.
I wanted that. So that's what the K and the O is on that.
Well,
Yeah.
it a lot. And what I think again about branding again is so crucial. So I always, pay attention to the creative process of the branding. I mean, because it's again, it's you, it's your mindset, it's all of your music involved in it. But again, it's a part of you, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we have to realize yes, we're artists, but we are a product. You know what I'm saying? An intellectual property, if you will. So. Well done on the merch. Again, as Crossed Out mentioned, it's available on crossedoutmusic.com.
Yes.
Obviously, you'll have this at that big show that's coming up. The hoodies, the
Yeah. Some of the stuff, the other stuff is just like strictly for online.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. I love it. I love it. What would you say life has taught you recently?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Um.
I got
In
a
in like what context? Just like the
yeah.
overall kind
Just
of
yeah,
thing?
general, like what comes off the top of the mind? And of course, like we mentioned, 2020 obviously was a big year. But what has life taught you? Just in general, like music life, your life in general, people around you, what you've experienced, your growth, the evolution.
Um, I think like a bigger thing, and like we touched on this earlier, is like the older I get, the more I don't care.
Mm,
I
love
think I
it.
kind of have just been like the epitome of dejected youth, like maybe my whole life.
Mm,
But I don't.
I don't.
I did care when I was younger about the opinions of others, I think, and now I don't care about the opinions of others. Especially like, when you promote your stuff online and people say hateful stuff, or um people are out there, like they'll talk on you, or like they'll give you like fake criticism of like, oh, like, yeah, like they'll like mask it in the manner of like, oh, like I'm just like just giving you feedback. I'm like, you just said that my song was ass. Like that's all you said, is that my
Right.
song was ass. Like, okay,
Yeah.
that's not feedback.
Yeah.
And I think I don't take that to heart. I've learned to just be more comfortable with who I am.
Yeah.
I am just if I think I know when something sucks,
Yeah.
and if it really truly sucks, then I won't put it out. So you
Yeah.
don't have to go there and tell me that the song is ass, and then just pretend that it's feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, life has just taught me that I'm just to be more comfortable with myself. No one's uh, gonna hold my hand with stuff. I really just have to be my own person. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to like it. I'm not here for you.
Yeah. There it is. And I love that because it's I don't care. Is that your label? Because you are an independent artist, so that comes to mind. Or is that your independent label?
Yeah, I mean, I do brand. Every single song that I put it on like under. It's like, oh, like what's your label? It's like I don't care. Like so that sort of is just the brand. It's like I don't care.
I love that. I was just like, I don't care. Like, there's no genre here. It's like I'm not put in a category. I don't care. You
Yeah.
know. So I thought that was really super cool. Let me ask you this: if you could change one thing about the industry the way it is today, because of course, again, this amazing artist, alternative hip hop, alternative rock. I mean, I don't even want to place you in a category really. Like that you're just free, and that's what it's all about, just being free. What would you change about the industry if they came to you and said, Crossed Out, we want to give you a chance to fix one thing? What would it be?
Uh, um, I really.
I know, I know.
Yeah. Man, this could go like either way of like
Uh,
me coming across as like an asshole online, or like someone who's just a sourpuss. Um, I think like um there's a lot of like competition
Mhm.
And like that goes just with hand in hand because there's so much music out there now. Like everyone feels the need to compete with everybody. So you
Yeah.
know, because like you can easily just make a song in your bedroom and then put it up online, and then so now you're instantly competing with the billions of other artists that are out there. And so I think that you know if we just we put our egos aside and are able to just I think okay if I was to go out and change every like one thing I would think I would just make one thing go away it would be the ego of an artist.
Oof. Talk about it.
um
Jesus.
just yeah it's like you know it's a huge deal you know someone wants to have the main verse in a rap song, or someone wants to like yeah, like someone wants to be the main feature, or someone like this is someone's song, or oh you didn't give me credit, or you know obviously credit where credit is due,
Yeah.
um, but like you know you're not going out there and just like trying to manipulate your way into things, or you know you don't want to work with someone because you know you think that you're better than them
Mm.
uh, but I ultimately do think that like if you think that you're better than them like the whole um that like they have something going on for them and like yeah just the more you lay your ego aside the more you're able to just be creative
Mm.
and just create art. I mean ultimately like that's why I started rapping
Yeah.
was to just it was a form of self-expression so like um that's why like I talked about earlier um I work with people that I respect and that like I value as an artist and that like I just appreciate their art.
Mhm.
And so like if I appreciate your art so much, I want to have you on the track. I think that you can bring
Yes.
something to it. Like there's no ego involved.
Yeah.
I don't feel any competition with cross stitch or imperative
Yeah.
or um you know, all the other artists that I've worked with before, like, come bring your talents
Yeah.
on, and like, why can't we just be a team? You
Yeah.
know?
Work together. And I think, yeah, I mean, just adding to it, it's the energy, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that energy shit is so real, it's not funny. Like, you know, my stepfather was big on, you know, he was a musician. You know, he made me perform in the living room, you know. And one thing he would talk about is energy. He'd be like, don't bring that shit in here. If you're not feeling it, if you're not feeling well, you know, you know, shake it off and come back in here. And so that's always stuck with me with everything. The people I work with, you know, collaborations. I mean, we're talking about this amazing collabo with Cross Stitch and ImPeretiv. So the energy has got to be there. You know,
Yeah,
there's no way. I don't care how mainstream, how high up they are. If the energy is not good and they're a shitty character, I don't do it. You know, it's just that's just my personal bag. You know, I'm just it has to be. You know, it just has to be there. You know,
yeah.
so I'm in agreement with you on that. Take us out and tell an aspiring artist that's coming up behind you, crossed out, someone who wants to rap, someone who wants to sing, someone who wants to write. Um, give them a gem or two in order to be able to do what you're doing and to continue to grow and to feel comfortable stepping into this industry because that is what it is.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I'm always pro um, raw and authenticity.
Yeah.
So I think that like whatever you're doing, uh, if you're rapping, that's like it's super important. You know, don't be a country kid and claim that you're out there running the streets and you know shooting people up. Like we know, um,
You are
or you know just like talk about you know talk about who you are. People want to know who you are. There's a
yeah,
billion other artists out there. Like, who are you, man? Like, um, you know, what's going on in your mind? What do you think about? Do you like? Do you want to? Do you want to die, or like, do you like? do you have problems with like your girl, something like, you know, speak on that, or you know, just be raw, be authentic in whatever it is that you're doing. I think that like that's the main tidbit. I think once you're raw and you're authentic and you're honest with yourself, um, then you're able to being honest with yourself allows you to lay down your ego. And once you lay down your ego, then you're able to actually give yourself more critiques and feedbacks, and then you're able to become a
Absolutely.
better artist. You're not pretending that you're amazing when
Yeah.
you're not.
Well, I mean, see it and love it, and you are definitely it's showing, you know, exuding in everything that you're doing. You are sticking to, of course, who you are, what you love, what you want to talk about, what's going on in your mind, and of course your new fans. I'm one of them. Can relate. So thank you so much for taking the time tonight. Again, shout out to ImPeretiv for his amazing gift as well, producing the sound television. Shout out for him coming on the show, because of course I would have never met you, and linking our connection and us now, of course, knowing each other, and you now have being a guest on my show. So we know we can find you, of course, on IG. I'm going to play that crazy, insane, amazing visual again. And while I do that, please let everybody know any other platforms that we don't know about: Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, where we can find you, your music, of course, and now, of course, your merch.
Yeah, I mean, obviously here, Instagram. I do like different types of stuff on TikTok. I just like do like funny stuff, stories of like the road or like shows. So follow me, KROSST OUT on TikTok, KROSST OUT Music, and yeah, KROSST OUT on all streaming platforms. It's where I'm at: Spotify, Apple Music. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps a lot.
Absolutely. KROSST OUT Music, KROSST OUT.
What's up?
And you have just been watching episode 112 with KROSST OUT of KROSST OUT Music. This amazing interview will be up hereafter on the Face Behind the Brand YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe now. Click the link in my bio. It is the Face Behind the Brand YouTube channel, and this video will be available. I should say this interview will be available in about 15-20 minutes. I appreciate you, KROSST OUT.
Appreciate you.
Doing everything you're doing. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for your journey. I'm excited for your career. Well done. Television is a hit. I'm excited for what you can't share with us. That's coming. And I'm looking forward to a lot more music from you, okay? So I'll be keeping television on. I thank you so much for taking the time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Take care. Peace.